Hello and welcome to round one, the final game between DauT and Tim, and the final game of the week between these two guys. Not between these two guys, just the final game of the week. Hopefully, you have enjoyed the Grandmasters League for round one. We still have 6 weeks to go, so lots of games to go and lots of good stuff to see. And also, we have a lot of different maps that we're going to be seeing next week because a lot of the maps in the map pool have already been chosen, and once they've been chosen once, they can't be chosen again. So, who have we got then? Well, as we saw in the last game, we have DauT versus Tim. And actually, before I forget, if you haven't seen game one between these two guys, click down to the bottom right now to go to that game. Now, assume you've clicked away in 3, 2, 1, and DauT is leading 1-0. Tim did lose that first game, unfortunately, and unfortunately we didn't get to see him lose that game because the game dropped, and I can tell you that this game unfortunately did drop as well. And DauT actually dropped the game because of his internet connection. They resumed the game afterwards, and I will tell you who won at the very end. But for now, we can watch what we have got so far. I think it goes to about 24 minutes before the game does drop. And we do here have an Aztec war. DauT in blue down to the right bottom of the map, and Tim over to the left of the map in red. Both of these guys playing as Aztecs, and the map is Arabia. This map chosen by DauT, of course, as well. And the last map, Nomad, being chosen by Tim, does mean that this map was chosen by DauT, and it could be interesting because we know that Tim's style is to wall, and he can wall on Arabia, but obviously it's a little bit harder to wall on Arabia than it is on certain other maps, but I'm sure he will try and wall anyway. And this being an Aztec war, we could see some drushing going on, 4 villagers to wood and the like, with the drush coming in as they don't have to buy loom, which does mean they have the extra gold and they can do a 5 militia drush, which could work out pretty cool indeed. I will fast forward a little bit through the feudal age because there really isn't that much to dark age even. There really isn't that much to see until we get to the drush part anyway. Looking at Tim's map, well, he has got forward gold here, which isn't so great for him, but he does have a very nice gold at the back here. And I've got a feeling he is going to take that gold because he has already walled this area off, and you can wall this area quite nicely. This here is actually a complete wall. There isn't a gap there, as you can see, and Tim can wall this very easily. A tiny wall here would work out for him, and then all he's got to do is wall this with houses, barracks or whatever. I imagine he'll put his barracks on this side and then go from there. So Tim, off to a decent start, I've got to say. Already lured his second boar in right now. DauT probably doing the same, his second boar being lured in, and barracks going up for DauT here as well. Having a look at their deer patches, it's kind of important when you do a drush because you need the deer to get up to the feudal age pretty quickly. 3 deer off to the front for DauT here, and for Tim, his 3 deer are right here, which does mean that Tim could potentially not take his deer here as they are outside of his wall, and that could be pretty bad for Tim because he needs those deer to get up to the feudal age as fast as he possibly can. We'll keep an eye on DauT, see if he does take his deer at any point. Barracks going up for both of these guys right now. Tim just getting his barracks up on this flank here as well, and we'll probably see a drush from both of them as they're not going up to the feudal age yet, and we will see militia coming out, I imagine, for both as well. And there we go, militia coming out. DauT sending over 3 villagers to take the deer over here. When if he does take these deer, he is going to gain a massive advantage over Tim actually, because these deer do contain 400 food between them, 140 each, so well, 420 food to be precise, but it's likely that 20 will decay away. And that means that he could be an extra 400 food ahead of Tim just by gaining these 3 deer. And if Tim doesn't take these deer, then DauT could go into the feudal age a little bit faster, and that could really help him out, or even the castle age faster, because of course a strategy to use with Aztecs is to go for the drush and then fast castle. DauT coming in with his Eagle Warrior here, going to try and take out this villager, but I don't think he's going to be very successful. He's not even got it down to half health yet, and it's very close to the town centre now, retreating away with his Eagle Warrior there, deciding not to pursue that villager any further. Don't blame him. Tim with his 3 militia coming out already. We'll see another 2 coming out very shortly as well. There's another one and the last one to come out right there, and they are going to hook the hill because they will gain the high ground here, and that will help them out. They'll be able to to gain an advantage in any engagement that comes in. And DauT here with his Eagle Warrior slightly out of place. He could get trapped if he's not careful. Tim not able to catch him up there though, unfortunately for him. And DauT just taking one hit to his Eagle Warrior before retreating away. DauT now though with his 5 militia back at his base, looking to move out with these, see what he can do. He is going to move them across the map right now. It's kind of important to keep your Eagle Warrior with your militia. It's important to do that because you do need to make sure that you engage with all the force you can, otherwise you will get cut down, and that could happen if DauT decides to engage Tim and Tim doesn't have his Eagle Warrior with him. Baiting him over now though, Tim might decide to attack here, and if he does do that, they're both attacking with their Eagle Warriors. In comes DauT from behind. Looks like Tim's seen that though, and he may just decide to retreat. Yes, he is deciding to retreat before these militia can come in and take out his Eagle Warrior. He needs to keep that guy alive because he's going to have to win the battle against the militia here, and Tim is going to be coming in with these militia now. He's got the hill advantage, so he could break down DauT's army if he does decide to attack on the hill. It looks like DauT's going to try and bait him down to the bottom, and nicely done by DauT there, taking out the Eagle Warrior from Tim, and Tim is not going to want to engage now as he has lost that Eagle Warrior. Both these guys going up to the feudal age. It's looking pretty neck and neck. If anything, Tim is slightly in the lead going up to feudal, though it is a fraction of a second between them. Tim almost fully walled now as well. He just needs to close the gap in here and we will see a full wall from him. This villager been idle for a little bit there, just moving her into something useful. Pardon me for yawning, I'm a bit tired to be honest. And Tim's starting to take a little bit of gold now. He will need that because he will want to go for a fast castle, and he will probably want to get out a few archers as well, just to be on the safe side. Building an extra militia from this barracks now, it's going to make 6, and he's looking to clear this up from DauT pretty quickly. But DauT actually bringing in another militia of his own as well, which does make things a little bit interesting. Adding in extra 2 militia from DauT, and he's going to hit feudal pretty soon. He might decide to upgrade to man-at-arms even, which could be interesting. But DauT now engaging on the hill. Looks like Tim is actually going to beat DauT in this little engagement, as Tim is got a lot more HP on his militia, and this militia getting trapped unfortunately for him. He lost that one very easily, took down there by DauT. Tim blaming it on the lag, and DauT just laughing it off, and Tim still engaging downhill, and it looks like Tim is going to clear this up very easily indeed. An extra militia coming on in, and it looks like Tim is going to win this battle. All of DauT's men fighting uphill here, and DauT going to lose that one very quickly indeed. But as you can see, I think Tim might decide to upgrade to man-at-arms. Yes, he is. He's upgrading man-at-arms right now, and he's got 4 militia right there, so I think he's feeling pretty confident he can push out and do some damage with these guys. But in comes an extra militia from DauT, and DauT is now attacking downhill, and he's actually going to be able to kill off quite a few of these militia from Tim here. If he micros these quite well, Tim cancelling the man-at-arms upgrade as well, and that's kind of interesting. He's decided it's not worth it. Upgrading 2 militia to man-at-arms really isn't worth it, and great micro from DauT. Great micro from DauT, my best dreams accent there, as DauT manages to beat those militia even though he was outnumbered 4-2. Very well played by him, and it's a good job Tim didn't go for the man-at-arms upgrade, otherwise that would have been a huge waste of resources. And now Tim completing his wall off with the blacksmith and the archery range as to be expected. DauT though, looking like he's almost ready to go up to the castle age. He's got 800 food, he's got 200 gold, waiting for the blacksmith to be completed, and he will be castle. That is kind of good for him, a very fast castle time indeed. Tim still feudal for now, and he's starting to pump out a couple of archers as well, and he will be able to clear up these militia pretty quickly as well, taking a little bit of damage to that archer, but no big deal. He's cleared it up, and DauT has lost the most units so far, as he did have to make those extra militia. Looks to me though like Tim is going to be going for a fast castle as well. He will be getting out a few more archers, I can imagine, for the time being though, and DauT too with a few archers coming out now as he's already up to the castle age. He'll probably be adding another archery range on with this villager very shortly, because he will be looking to get 2 archery ranges out and make quite a few crossbowmen before they decide to go imperial. Of course, there's no point really staying feudal for that long once you've gone for a drush, because your economy is going to be pretty strong by the time you've reached the feudal age anyway, and the chances are you're going to be able to have enough food and gold to go straight to the castle age like we've seen here. And there we go, the second archery range just about to be added on there. And 3 archers coming out for DauT right now. Tim with the 1, and Tim completing his wall off back here. He's still fully walled. It's going to be an absolute pain in the ass for DauT to break through here, actually. And he's actually even got stone walls up as well, which is going to make it even harder for DauT to break through, which is kind of what Tim wants, because he knows DauT is going to be going for archers. And Tim trying to attack this villager here. Don't know what he's trying to achieve there. Obviously this villager will not die, and the archer will. Looks to me like Tim with the score lead for the time being, though, possibly more military, but the second archery range being added on right now, same time as DauT, and DauT, though, is going to beat him to the castle age massively. Looking at this, well in the lead up to the castle age. Tim not even castling yet, and DauT is just about to hit castle before Tim's even clicked up, I think, which is pretty good for him, playing this one very well indeed. And it looks to me like DauT is going to be off to a very nice castle age start indeed. He is going to be castle right now. Tim still feudal for the time being and can't afford castle either. 44 pop for Tim, and DauT on 37, so Tim probably with the much better economy at this stage as well. And just moving these villagers now from this wood camp, and that's kind of good because he's just seen that DauT's gone castle. He knows the chances are DauT's going to be coming in with crossbowmen very shortly, and he's decided to move these villagers out of harm's way, because at any stage DauT could now bring crossbowmen here and kill a lot of those villagers. So he's going to move them over to this side, build another lumber camp over here, and keep them safe. Very well anticipated by Tim there, and that was pretty good from him, I've got to say. DauT now coming in with his archers. They'll be crossbowmen very shortly, 80-90% for that, and he'll be looking to see what he can find. He's not going to see any villagers here, but of course it is the first place that he is going to go and check, because if Tim didn't move them, that would have been a few free kills for him right there. And fletching already done. Bodkin arrow not on the way just yet. He will be making a few more archers or crossbowmen for the time being, and he's going to try and break through this palisade or house or something, I think, but he's not going to be able to get through for a long while, as these stone walls are preventing him from doing a hell of a lot of damage. He might be able to check down this side, but he's going to be confronted with stone walls yet again, looking to find some villagers to attack, but unfortunately not really having much luck just yet. He might need bodkin arrow before he can reach any of those villagers at the least. And DauT really not going to be able to do too much damage now to Tim. Tim going up to the castle age, and he's going to have a very strong economy doing it. He's going to have a lot more villagers than DauT going up to when DauT went up to the castle age. But now, bear in mind that DauT is castle. He will be able to add on those extra town centres. He might decide to do that on the gold. He might decide to do it on the wood somewhere. We'll have to wait and see for that one. But DauT with quite a few crossbowmen out already. 14 ranged units for him, and Tim only on 10 right now, and he is moving out across the side here. He is probably going to be looking to do some damage to DauT once he moves in. Perhaps attack this lumber camp here with some crossbowmen once he gets up to the castle age. DauT still flooding the crossbows across the map, and he is playing this one very well indeed. Trying to get through this house though, and I don't think he's going to have much luck. Tim could come over with a repairer villager and repair this house up without DauT even noticing, if he's not paying 100% attention to those crossbows. And if that's not the case, then he could always build another house behind it or something, and keep things safe and sound for the time being. Tim now up to the castle age, and he's probably going to be upgrading crossbows straight away. There we go, there's crossbowmen right there, and he will be having these archers around this side. Might be able to bust through this palisade or attack this wood over here, but DauT nicely placing a town centre here. I don't know whether we're anticipating an attack or a bust through this side, but putting the town centre right here on this wood, and he is going to be able to keep these villagers safe that way, which is kind of good for him. And still no second town centre, third town centre for him just yet. And Tim preventing DauT from getting through here, and more walling expertise, building a siege workshop behind, and we could see a mangonel from him pretty shortly, and that will do a lot of damage to these crossbowmen if he gets the hit onto it. DauT now with bodkin arrow as well. And Tim actually stopped producing units at all from these archery ranges. Looks to me like he's trying to get his town centres up. A town centre going on this stone here, kind of interesting. Don't usually see a town centre on stone for Aztecs. He could be going for a castle drop, could be in the works, and he has got enough enough wood now to make another town centre somewhere, and he has plonked it down on this wood down here. He could have plonked it here on this gold and kept his villagers safe whilst gathering this gold, because this gold pretty saturated, could be running out of gold pretty soon, and already running out actually for that matter, and he could have decided to put it on the gold, but he's decided to put it on the wood, and that's fair enough. Moving in now on the right hand side with his crossbowman, and it looks to me like he's going to be trying to break through this wall or pick some villagers off somewhere. But he's going to be engaged by DauT on this little hill right here as well. And for the time being, not so much going on. Looks like DauT has got a lot more crossbowmen at this stage. 15 for Tim and 24 for DauT. But Tim does have the score lead. His economy is probably in much better shape at this stage. And his second and third town centre about to go up. DauT's third town centre is already up. He's going to be working on his economy, looking to reach Imperial Age and get those elite Eagle Warriors out. Just how we saw with DauT and that extremely well executed attack from him against Chris in the first games of the GML. And now DauT going to go in pursuit of these crossbowmen. He's got the numbers he needs to clear it up, and Tim is just sitting in his base and working on his economy quite undisturbed, which is good for him. That's going to be working very much in his favour indeed. And what can we expect to see over here? Well, right now not a hell of a lot. Looks like DauT is going to come in with these crossbowmen and clear things up very quickly for Tim, and that is good for him. He's going to be able to take out most of these crossbowmen here, and then the game dies, unfortunately. Right here, the game dies, and that's it. This is where DauT drops, I think, because it's 24 minutes in or something, and as you can see, I've got all the controls to control DauT here. Unfortunately, yeah, the game drops, and not really a lot I can do about that, unfortunately. As I said, you can't restore games and continue recording, but I can tell you that DauT played this game, and he went on to win, making it 2-0 to DauT, and that concludes week 1 of the GML. I'll post a link in the description to 2 pages. One page will be the league table, where you can see the updated league table and all the fixtures, and the second link will be to where you can download the recorded games from well, these 2 recorded games again between Tim and DauT. So hopefully you've enjoyed the first week. I've certainly enjoyed the first week of the GML. I thought it was pretty darn fun, and we've still got 6 weeks to go. Hey, a lot more games to come and a lot more interesting stuff to be seen. Thanks for watching, guys. There will be a video on Sunday to let you know about the schedule for next week with regards to the GML. Next couple of days are going to be teaching a noob with Avalek, and some other stuff as well will be on the channel just to keep going until Sunday's video. And then next week we'll continue with the GML, and it's going to be great. So thanks for watching, guys. I've been Zach, and I will see you guys next time.